Hey guys, it's Lady Vamptress again. Welcome to Lesson 5, Clipping Mask. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to apply clipping masks to your text, to shapes, to things like your brush tool, say maybe some splatter brushes. You want to add a clipping mask to it to get it to blend in, and that's what clipping masks do, is they kind of get things to blend in. Your text, the shape. You can even use pen tooling and whatnot. Okay, so first off, we're going to look for a nice font. And to do that, go to Google and type in DAFONT, and then DaFontCom will come up. And then here you just pick a nice looking font. I'm not really going to add this, so just go over here, like say you like this one. Go over here, click download. It'll download to wherever you tell it to download to. I have mine to, by default, to go to my desktop. And then you just extract your font. Click on it and copy. Go into your computer. Go into your C drive. Go to Windows, go to Fonts, and paste it right on in there. I'm not going to, but that is how you add fonts, new fonts. Okay, you can also go back to Google, go up here to Images, and then type in like a scenery that you want, like the mountains or the beach or whatever. For me, beach, and it'll bring up a whole bunch of images. Now pick an image that you want to use. Hang on, my son just walked in. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, you want to find a nice image that you want to use for this. I chose this beach house. You don't have to use that image. But we're going to open up Photoshop, and we're going to open up the beach house in here. We're going to lower it down here. Well, first off, let's go ahead and unlock the background. Go over to Layer, right-click, go to Layer from Background, hit OK. We're going to open up a new canvas, about 500, 250. This is just an example of text. It doesn't matter what size it is. Oh, transparent background. Sorry, I forgot to tell you about that. Next, we're going to make a new layer. We're going to fill this layer with black. Take out your bucket tool and just click. Next we're going to make another new layer. And we're going to change this color to white. You can also do that by clicking X on your keyboard. And we're going to bring out our text tool. We're just going to type out something. For me, let's type out my name. Bigger. Okay, now I want to make this bigger. Pick a different font. Oh wow, it's really big. But I will go with that. Okay. Now, it's as easy as just adding this image into this image. So you're on your move tool, just drag this image on over into there. And now there are several different ways to add the clipping mask. I usually do it this way, but I'll show you all of them. But the way that I usually do it is I hold down the Alt key on my keyboard, and then I take my mouse and I hover in between the two layers I want to clip together. See, I'm going to clip this image with this text. So as you hover, when I press down Alt, do you see the two circles and the mouse change? You just want to click. When you do, it masks them together, it clips them together. Okay, but there's other ways. For example, you can right click on this layer, this top layer here, the image layer, and go to create clipping mask and it'll clip it. Or you can use the keyboard shortcuts, make sure you're highlighted on this top layer, the image layer, and you can hold down Alt, Control Alt, and hit G, and it'll clip them together. Or you can make sure you've highlighted the top layer, go down to this little half black and half tan circle, and go to I thought clipping mask was in here. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not in there. It's right here. Add a layer mask. That's not what I was. That's something different. Sorry, it's not what I was thinking about. Anyways, or you can go up here to layer and come down here to create clipping mask. And I think that's all the different ways. Okay, anyways, I'm going to do it, like I said, the normal way I do. Hold Alt, hover, and click. Okay, now make sure you're on this top layer and you can move it around anywhere. Get a nice little beachy scene in there. Alright. So now that you have it moved around where you want it to be and whatnot, we can hide this black layer here because I just had it up there for purposes so you could see what I was doing. Now you can double click the text layer, not the image layer, the text layer. Double click, bring this box up, and you can add things like a drop shadow. And as you can see, it really makes that pop out. You can alter it. Whatever you want. You can add bevel and emboss. Some people like to add a stroke border to their text. I don't. It kind of takes away from the drop shadow. So you can do something like that, and it stands out pretty good. You can see Lady Vamptress in the beach scene. Okay, so that's how you do that. I have one already open that I'm going to add text to and show you how to do it. I usually use white when I add text. It's not set on white, is it? Or no, that's too big, that's right. What did I do? Oh. That's what I did wrong. Wrong there. I'm sorry. in here. Okay. Now it's always good to pick a good font to go with your piece, but we'll talk about that in the next lesson. But I picked this font because I thought it looked really good with the grunge background and whatnot. So anyways, write out your text, type it out in white, what you want it to say. And then for this, you want to hide your font. Okay, I know it makes no sense, but hide your font, make a new layer. Go up to Image, go to Apply Image, and hit OK. And it'll make all the layers that are not hid on one layer. Okay, now we're going to unhide your text, and of course you can't see it because this layer is blocking it. But we're going to clip them together. And remember, if I hold Alt and hover in between them, it changes. Just click. Do the clipping mask however you do it. You can do it by right-clicking and going to because it's already clipped. Going to create clipping mask, or coming over here to layer, and this, when it's not clipped, will say create clipping mask instead of release, or just Alt Control and G. Anyways, okay, so they're clipped together now, so all you have to do is move, make sure you're highlighted this image layer, this layer right above the text. Move it and the text will appear. Just move it around until you get something you like. Kind of like that. Alright, now we can go back down to our text layer, double click, and you can, add the drop shadow, a little bit of bevel and emboss. And there you have some nice text that kind of blends in there. I had originally did this with Sneaky's name, and I added a clipping mask, which I took like the top part of this area and put it down there. And I thought that looked nice. Okay. Now, let me open up a couple of my PSVs. Give me a minute. Alright, so I want to open that one. Okay, for this one, I added my text, Lady on Top, Vamptress, but you can't really see it because I made it go kind of behind. I didn't make it go behind, but I erased some of it so it looked like it was going behind the robot's arm. But it's Lady Vamptress, and then I added clipping masks to it to bring some of the color from the different parts of the tag into it. As you can see when I move it around. Different parts of the tag. You can see it through the text. Anyways, I did the same thing for this one. I added the text, and then I did a clipping mask. I'm just not sure where I added the text. There it is. There's the text. There's the clipping mask. And move it around. Same thing with this one. Now, I didn't do it for the top part. Okay, I didn't do it for this word autumn. I just added a gradient to it. But for, actually no, I added a gradient to both. Okay, never mind, that one's excluded. I thought I did add clipping mask. Okay, so next I want to show you that one. I think that one. And I need to name these better. Okay. So I wanted to also show you for like this one. For this one, now I know I said I like doing the text in white, but you don't really have to. For this one I did the splatter brushing in black. As you can see, I took a brush and I just put it up here and clicked, and then I added a clipping mask to it. I did another click down here, different brush, added a clipping mask. Another click over here, different brush, clipping mask. Click, clipping mask. Click, clipping mask. Click. So clipping masks. Okay. And then I added all this stuff, and then I put up the text. Now, I did add a clipping mask to the main text, the snow, to kind of make it, I wanted it to be white and pink because of how it was, but I didn't want to add a gradient to it because the splatter brushes were kind of messy. So I figured if I added a gradient to it, it would be all nice and it wouldn't be like the rest of the tag. So that's why I chose to do the clipping mask. For this one, I did the clipping mask right over here. What I did was Okay, so what I did was I took out this customized shape tool, and I looked for the hearts right there, and I just drew a heart. Very proportionate. Okay, it filled with white, and then I double clicked it and striped it with black. And then I just, after I did all that, I went up to edit, transform, rotate, and then I just rotated it to the side and placed it up in the corner here. That's pretty close. Okay, and then I just, like I did before, I hid this layer, made a new layer on top of it, went to image, apply image, and hit OK. And then I hid this layer, and then I took this layer and I moved it around until I got their faces in there. Now I had to resize this, and remember when we resize, hit Control T, and you can make anything whatever size you want. So I resized it so that their faces would fit in there. And that's an example of a shape. Another example of a shape is right here. I made just basically what I did was did something like that, and then I like made a new layer and filled it with white, and then I took my erase tool, got out a nice size brush, and then just kind of erase the ends, and then again edit, transform, rotate, and I just rotated it to the side behind her, and then I added a clipping mask to it, and I liked it. I liked how it looked, so I duplicated that same line, moved it over a little bit, did another clipping mask, duplicated it again, moved it over a little bit, and did a clipping mask too. I thought that looked interesting behind her, and then of course, you know, I added everything else that I wanted to add to it. For the word caboose, I did a clipping mask to the caboose part. You get the general idea. That's essentially how you do clipping mask. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, but clipping mask is the easy as that, and you can get your text to blend really well. Before we go, I'll show you another example where I used clipping mask and it blended pretty well. My defend tag. It doesn't look like this is a D, but this is a D, just the dark area of the text. Dark area got there. So, you know, I put my text and a clipping mask. As you can see, it kind of matches the lighting too. It goes from light to dark. And I put defend up in Chinese letters, or Japanese letters, whatever that is, and I did a clipping mask to them. Defend being the main text, and did a clipping mask to it. I think it turned out really well. The text is all light over here and dark over here, and that's where the lighting is. So that's another way that you can do your text to kind of get it to match. And that's it. Thanks for watching.